Welcome back to Broken Arrow. With the threat of the nukes gone, it looks like we might have some help from our European allies.
I have very good news. With the threat of the ballistic missiles eliminated, Germany and Poland have agreed to send forces to help us. 2 armored brigades are currently being moved north by train and will position themselves near Kaunas to support the Lithuanian forces defending the city. We have received reports signaling that the Russians are massing troops there, but with these European forces at our side, this war should finally turn to our advantage. The Russian forces progressed fast through the Baltic states, but they are not as numerous as they seem. They only hold the main axes and cannot control the vast majority of the countryside. One decisive battle is all we need to turn the tide in our favor. We could take back all that ground as quickly as they took it and force them to sue for peace. A figure of speech, of course, since no war has been officially declared. Williams, the train carrying the tanks from Poland and Germany will soon arrive in Mariampole. I need you to coordinate with our European partners to make sure they become combat effective as soon as possible. Please give them a warm welcome on our behalf and ensure that they have everything they need.
Sorry, sir, but as a diplomatic envoy, isn't that your job to shake hands? Shouldn't I be on the front preparing our defense instead of playing butler?
So you were mistaking me for a butler?
No, sir, that's not what I meant.
My job is to decide who is best suited for each task, and your job is to do as I say. And I said that you should play the glorified cheerleader for our allies, not me!
As you wish, sir.
And go with her, Commander. I don't need you either.
Commander, the first train carrying the German Leopard tanks just arrived. We're tasked with unloading and prepping them while waiting for the German crews to get here. And now we've become freight handlers. What a promotion. Take those trucks and go grab supplies from the depot, Commander. I'll manage the unloading.
There's quite a few Leopards there. The Leopard 2A7.
I understand why the General isn't Miller's biggest fan. This guy's completely bipolar. One day you're best buddies, the next he treats you like shit.
That gives me some hope that we might see some other European countries added to the
We
game.
can move on. Those German tanks will sure help with that. So let's get them prepped ASAP.
We certainly could add a lot of NATO stuff, but I'm not sure how much from Warsaw we would get. Well, it's not Warsaw, it's just Russia. Still got that Cold War mentality here as we pick up the supplies. What's going on over there?
Strange. I didn't receive any word about Lithuanian reinforcements heading our way.
Looks like some Vilkas.
Hey guys, the front line is in the other direction. Did you get lost? What's your unit?
They are not friendlies. Quickly grab those supplies before the fighting gets too fierce.
Russian soldiers exiting the Lithuanian vehicles. We're under attack.
Ooh.
Commander, take control of the Leopards already unloaded. Establish a defensive perimeter. I'm calling for reinforcements.
Isn't disguising yourself as an ally like a war crime?
We are under attack. We need support. Fuck, where is this guy when you need him?
Or are they just Russian? Oh no! Well, I guess we're not using leopards. Oh, we got a few here that managed to get off the train.
Those Russians have never seen me pissed off before.
Jesus.
Help me retake the outskirts of the city, Commander. Push them hard. Let's send them back to wherever they came from.
Well, we don't have any units yet. And they are bombing the shit out of the train station. That was a pretty cool bombing run there on the train. As if they wouldn't have anti-air emplacements up, protecting the area. Holy crap. The Germans and the Polish are going to be spewing. They didn't even get into the fight. Well, I guess that keeps them neutral, doesn't it? Kind of. Does it keep them neutral if they're already I don't know. Man, I'm not a master in international politics. Alright, so we're going to bring in a platoon here. We've got mechanized riflemen AA, we've got the machine gun team, and 3 tow teams, as we have access to 8 of them in this mission.
Keep them in good shape for whatever it's worth.
That's a lot of tows. We're going to probably need them. No doubt that strike was just a precursor to a full-on assault. Let's get our Leopards away from the train station. We have a plane spotted, 2 planes inbound on our position. Got the Fighting Falcon up. Let's get it to intercept, but it might be too late. We want to take the Su-34. It's the ground attacker. Oh, splashing that Russian jet, but unable to get contact on the Su-34, who has dropped more ordnance on the train station. The second Fighting Falcon entering the battle, chasing down that Russian jet. They do have some weapons on board here for ground attack, so we're going to do a bombing run on these Russian troops, advancing towards our offsider. Now the Leopards are hidden here in the forest, but I can't tell you if they'll be safe or not. Successful hit there with the bombing run. A second one from the second Fighting Falcon, again taking kills. Let's get them off the board. We'll get our supply trucks off the board too, as we wait for our infantry platoon to come in. I'm going to send the infantry platoon over to this, the high-rises in construction, and we'll try and give our allies some assistance there. They have mainly infantry, so we will have to leverage the power of our Leopards. But we have a secondary objective here to minimize the losses, so we still want to give some of these back to the Germans and the Polish, I guess. Say, hey, sorry about the train, but at least we got some tanks to give back to you. Being crewed by Americans at the moment.
Roger, moving out. Roger, moving to next waypoint. Good copy. Next waypoint received.
And we'll get them a recon vehicle as well. We'll split the Leopards into 2 teams to defend both sides of the train station. Black Hawk coming in with extra supplies. It didn't need to bring supplies on, but it did. Alright, we've got access to the C-Ram and the multi-mission launcher, I believe it's called, with Hellfires. It's an interesting weapon, that. I believe it can have AIM-9s, Stingers, or Hellfires. And the Hellfires can engage choppers, which is pretty cool. Right, the infantry platoon is arriving. We are trying to learn something in every mission that we've completed, and we're trying to implement that into every mission we face. I feel like I've come a long way since the start of the campaign. We are coming to the end. After this one, there are only 2 missions, the final mission for Russia and the final mission for the United States. Be interesting to see how this conflict wraps up. As our mechanized infantry arrive, we'll set up a defensive line, send over the Black Hawk to drop off some supplies for our tow teams. We will use the combat engineers, or the mechanized engineers, and the infantry to push towards the point and support our ally. Looks like the Russians are setting up weapons teams. And we have a push of tanks here. Let's get the APCs off the field. We don't need them. And they are going to just chew up points. I will actually keep them nearby for now, in case we need to reposition. But if they don't see much use, we will pull them off the field. Now there are Igla nearby, so we'll have to wait for the Black Hawk to come in. 3 tow teams wasting their missiles as the Russians deploy the smoke. And we have an Mi-28 in the back line. We need to keep an eye on that. That thing is deadly. It's able to attack infantry and tanks if it has the Lemur missile. The tow teams are going to chew through the ammunition pretty quickly. The Russian tanks are retreating. And that chopper in the back line is patrolling, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. We can see that there are mechanized infantry at that point, at least 3 vehicles worth. So let's bring in an Apache. And let's see if we can sneak in the Black Hawk. There is a nearby Igla, but we will stay low and try to use the building here for cover. Concealment! And just hoping there are no other teams around to shoot at us. I will keep the Black Hawk as a supply shuttle. See Ramton on the radar? It is exposed in that position, but it's got good line of sight. Let's pull it back a little bit. Our ally is engaged on both fronts using only infantry, so we are going to have to help them. Allied Stinger team taking pot shots at the Mi-28. Good hit there on the second one. And it looks like they're going to retreat to resupply. Supplies are in. Our Leopards were trying to reposition, but they've taken some damage. We're going to make a push on this point here. The mechanized riflemen will engage. They're slightly out of range, they need to stay away. And so are the mechanized engineers, who have thermobaric rockets, are able to engage infantry. There is a lot of finesse with the units in the game, and you need to really look at the unit cards to understand what a unit is good at. I guess I was just sort of treating everyone equally previously, like if they're infantry and they've got a rocket, they can do it, but no, it doesn't work that way. And I've said it in previous episodes, you can get a crazy amount of efficiency from your units if you micro them well, which makes the game pretty fun. Like, easy to play, but rewarding to master. Certainly say that line of sight is king as we hit that Russian tank in the background. He doesn't know what's going on. Going to bring in some anti-infantry capability for that tower. Let's bring the Leopard out here to engage the motor Strelki. Able to turn the front armor to face that RPG in time. Slight damage. Let's pull the Leopards back. Keep the ferry up. I will bring a Black Hawk forward to resupply the Leopards so they don't have to come all the way back to the train station. Some mortars would be useful for our assault. Our infantry is starting to get chewed up a little bit. Black Hawk, come over to the forest here, drop off the supplies for our Leopards. Mechanized riflemen are taking a beating. They need to come back for supplies.
Mission's over. Let's head back to base.
Yeah, we're going to send back the APCs. We're not seeing any use from them. They only have a 50, so they're really only good for carrying. If they had a grenade launcher or a secondary weapon, they might be more useful for combat. Leopard platoon on the right side is doing okay. They're hidden in the forest. They have recon. Let's bring in an F-16 here for a bombing run. Be able to uncover any AA. And as soon as we're dropped, we will just head back to base. Beautifully done. Deleting the building and the occupying infantry. We have a recoilless rifle and a grenade system to deal with. Possibly some more motor Strelki. Standard Humvees. We have the Bradley ESV, which is good against entrenched infantry. Or any infantry. Apache is engaged, offering fire support there for our allied infantry. Do we want to set up a second platoon here of infantry? Don't really want that many Humvees.
Apache at your command.
And our points are a bit low. So I need to make the most of what I've got.
Putting troops on the floor.
We've used up all of our supplies, so we need to bring in a Black Hawk again. I'll have 2 running shuttle.
Putting chalk on the ground.
So all the supplies we collected at the start, 45,000 worth, we've just got in the back line. I could have sent it off the field. We could have got a heap of requisition. But we'll make use of it.
All the dopes on the ropes.
Try and weave a safe path through to drop off some supplies there for our tow teams. Taking hits from Igla.
Cav is on the field. Order ready. Send mission.
Alright, we're starting to assemble a second platoon, but we'll do it slowly. We have more points now that our APCs are off the field, or on their way off.
Charge delivery underway. Pick up coordinates received.
So you can set up a heap of queues for your supply vehicles, set them up a path, a few runs, and you can forget about them. Obviously with your choppers you want to watch them, but if you had trucks you can just set up a whole convoy line of orders and they will do it. Which is something that really is really useful. It takes your mind off the micro of the supplying.
Roger Wilco. Flight plan confirmed.
Like I said, with choppers you want to watch them do what they have to do, unless they're safely away from anti-air in the back line.
Order ready, sir.
Give them some fire support, very close range, so we might be spotted, but the smoke won't help them from our mortar. Okay, they're withdrawing again for resupply. They've been doing that a lot. So the Russian commander's got a bit of... what do you want to call it? He cares about his men. He's sending them back to be looked after.
Black Hawk reporting in. Chalk's on the
We have a pretty stable front line here.
Black Hawk.
And I believe the Russian defenses have been eroded in that left point. We still have the grenade system, but I believe the RPG... oh, sorry, the recoilless rifle is defeated. Oh no, Black Hawk taking hits as he tries to dump the supplies. He has multiple orders, so he should just fly away. He should.
Roger. Moving out. Pedal to the metal.
Let's put some fire on that Igla.
Roger. Moving to next waypoint. Copy. Relocating. Roger. We're on the move.
He didn't fly away.
Flight plan updated.
He's hiding behind the building. Combination of leopards and mortars should silence him, and that is done. We have more over here, so let's stack up some mortar orders with a short duration. Oh, the Apache taking long-range fire there. That's not fair.
Apache awaiting mission.
Alright, the Apache is away safely. We'll cycle it to the back line to get repaired. The mortar's fire mission's doing a good job against that anti-air team. And we are engaged with an ATGM team from the safety of the forest. We're ready for our attack.
Black Hawk awaiting mission. Hey, who asked for a ride? Apache reporting in. Black Hawk at your command.
I'm going to move the Apache to the far back line, so it doesn't take any unnecessary shots.
Order at your command, sir.
Let's redirect fire to these two buildings here. Those tanks have come back to the battle. They've been repaired.
Driver, reverse.
Let's move our mortar systems out of the way and our leopards forward.
Cav here. Infantry here. Standing by. Aye, we're moving.
Looks like we have some bad guys in this complex. Motostrelki spotted. Why waste a shotgun round when you can just fire a rocket?
Ready for combat.
This grenade team's going to have a bad day. It's going to be their last day.
Vehicles in.
Whoops.
Driver, reverse. Anti-armor at your command, sir.
The APCs are back here to load up all of our infantry so that we can transport them down to our newly captured zone.
Cavalry here.
The train yard is back under our control. I'm sending troops to hold this one.
Okay, I'm not going to rely on her to hold that zone, so I'm going to send this force down there, then we'll assemble another. We have a nice stock of points. And this team here will defend that zone. We have a good line of sight here over what looks to be a moat in front of the train station, or the loading station. So unless they use amphibious vehicles, they'll have to come down the roads on either side, which is great. We could also put up teams here as well. We still have Russians just outside the zone. Let's go and get them. Send the riflemen to go and fight them. Two of our tow teams are going by foot because they were pretty close. We could fly some supplies down here for these guys. So the airstrikes ceased after that initial one. So I didn't really need the AA.
Everybody out. 5x5, prepare for infantry pickup. Black Hawk.
Well, we took a hit, but I'm not sure or where from.
Flying back to base.
Get out of there. Oh, there it is. And one from behind. Oh, damn it. So we have two teams watching our zone. Mechanized riflemen took a beating from that grenade system. Allied infantry are going to clear out the tow team, hopefully. Or the ATGM team. The Russians don't have tows. They lose them due to frostbite. That was a stupid joke. Haha. Alright, we're going to bring in the multi-mission launcher, the Hellfire. Fire mission started with the mortars. APCs are loaded. We have more than we needed. Send these ones off. Or we could send them to collect more infantry for our second platoon. We have the mechanized riflemen ready. We just need some weapons teams for that right side. Let's advance with our tanks here. Ally is being hit by artillery, and there is an Mi-28.
Air defense here. We're combat ready. Copy.
That's what the Hellfire launcher's for.
Apache is combat ready. Full power.
Having 15 Hellfires is pretty cool against vehicles too, if you could get it in the right position.
Troop transport reporting in. Good copy. Next waypoint received. Personal carrier ready. Roger.
Let's dismount some infantry into this building here just to watch the approach on the road.
Everybody out. Moving out. Moving there now.
We have 3 ATGM teams on this side.
Boy catchers, disembark.
Copy. We take that building.
Our allies said that they were going to bring in reinforcements to hold the zone, but they've brought a couple of half-strength mechanized riflemen, so no.
Someone after a ride?
We're going to defend it.
Mission's over. Let's head back to base.
APC's back to base.
Mission's over. We return to base.
Supplies in by Black Hawk.
Chopper hit. Evaluating damage.
Oh, we took massive damage from that one. I mean, I knew it was there. Isn't that the definition of insanity? Get down. Oh, good. Oh, good. This might work. I don't like the Black Hawk's chances of surviving, but this happens to us in almost every mission, but I still persist because I love the thought of dropping supplies by chopper.
Armored cab, ready to roll.
I just have to make a real point of not doing it when I play multiplayer. Not on the front line, guys.
Already there.
you want frontline supplies, it's got to go by truck.
Got it. Fire only when fired upon. Roger. We're on the move.
But I do love the explosions.
Cavalry. Moving as ordered.
Makes Black Hawk Down look like a kid's movie. Now, I've never used this thing before, so I'm not sure how effective it'll be, or I'm not sure if it can launch over the top of trees to hit ground vehicles, which would be amazing. If something was spotted and designated, can you launch a Hellfire over a forest?
Copy. Call for fire received.
Maximum power.
And because it costs so many points to bring Hellfires on an Apache, the idea of having it on a truck is pretty cool.
Standing by.
Defensive line is set. I've sent all the Leopards over here to clear the forest. We took some damage.
Driver, move forward.
And we are ready for the push on the right side. Just waiting for my infantry to arrive.
Fly, the further
And we have no more income because we are stretched thin. We have recon
already
looking at this facility, but they can see us too. So let's move back a bit.
moving out.
And I'm bringing over the Hellfire launcher to test it out. I want to see if I can laser designate. Uh-oh. No! Such a slow truck. Oh well. That didn't work.
Vehicle, at your orders.
Our infantry have arrived. Second platoon will look like the first one. Lots of tows, lots of weapons teams, a few mechanized riflemen.
Next waypoint received.
The idea is to push, take ground, set up defense. Pretty easy. We also have the Bradley ESVs there. We've got a little bit more infantry, and we are going to use the Bradleys for fire support. I'm also going to take a more proactive role with our Leopards. But we still want to keep them alive.
Brad here. Go ahead. Roger that. Fire only when fired upon.
Oh no, we lost sight. Damn it. So there will be no air support.
Apache here. Flying to coordinates.
Apache's going to come over here,
Personal carrier ready.
dismount, and pull back the APCs. We're going to be crossing open ground.
Locating.
Anti-armor at your command, sir. Infantry at your orders. Infantry good to go. Ready for action.
I should have control grouped them, but I didn't. Let's go. Move it. Move it.
Pushing forward.
Into the building for the tow. No, we'll put this one over here too. We've got one setting up position.
Move and secure. Go. We have a building to secure. Anti-tank here. Shut up and let
The line of sight's not great, and we also have the Apache there, so it's not... We're just going to put them in the buildings to keep them safe,
Group transport. Standing
while the
by.
frontline infantry run.
Who called the cavalry?
We need to bring our Leopards over.
Blackhawks.
There'll be a few
standing by.
minutes.
Apache standing by.
Let's pop up for an attack.
Infantry at your command, sir. Move your asses.
No targets in sight. Looks like we have a mortar in the background.
Someone asked for a ride?
This side has 4 tow teams,
On the move.
so heavy on the anti-tank.
Get your asses out of
Oh, we're taking fire. Damn it. Pop smoke. Reverse.
Infantry here.
Pop smoke. Alright, we're taking mortar fire. And motor strokey are moving to stop our advance. Apache in.
Combat ready. Roger that. Search and destroy.
APC looks like it's going to make it to safety. Let's push the Bradleys. They are holding fire.
Apache gunship.
Rocket strike from the Apache. One of our mechanized riflemen taking a lot of damage here. Popping smoke and sprinting for cover.
armor transport. Standing
Let's
by.
bring the APCs here just to try and ferry out any casualties if we can. There aren't any vehicles, so it looks like we might be having a good time. They missed with the ATGM under stress.
Ready for action. Troops in combat. Send your orders. Apache here. Flying there now.
Oh no, we're going to lose it. Oh, it missed. Hit one in the back line. That's great. Great, great, great. Apache moving in to put some pressure, but there's an Igla right there. Duh. This whole time it could have been shooting at us. Mechanized riflemen taking casualties. Stinger team leading the charge. Fortunately, that Apache didn't take too much damage. We're going to bring it back for resupply. The Leopards have arrived. We really are just leaving them out the back to keep them safe. Alright, they can run for their lives now. You've done your jobs, get back to base. Put tow teams in, a couple of them. The undamaged ones preferably. And bring them up to the newly acquired zone. Let's bring these flanking forces in. Bring these guys out. Swapping them in for a fresh unit, but we still lost them, unfortunately. Fresh Bradley bringing in some extra infantry, more moving in on foot. The tow launchers are loaded, let's move them up. Leopards into open ground.
Infantry at your command, sir. Infantry engaged in combat.
I said it in a previous episode, I'm trying to make infantry the mainstay of my particular playstyle. I want to see how effective purely infantry and infantry support vehicles can be.
The factory is back in our hands. Good job, Commander.
Because short of artillery bombardments, infantry rule the day in urban combat.
They'll certainly try to counterattack, but we now have excellent defensive positions. But
Oh, blew up the fuel tank.
engage the enemies as they cross the open fields.
I think we just hit our own APC with an ATGM.
Go back to base. Keep moving.
Bunker buster. Black Hawk dropping off supplies so we can get the casualties looked after. Bring a CRAM over.
Anti-tank team at your order.
I should have just repositioned my other one.
Fighting vehicle ready. All hands.
We also have access to the Patriot.
Anti-aircraft specialists ready. I want a base of
I would have
fire in
been...
that building. Get your key.
Probably would have been pretty good to bring one of those on straight away. It might have stopped that second airstrike. But they never came back with aircraft, so... I guess that would have been a waste of points too.
Roger.
We're doing okay. One tow team got left behind by the APC and he's running on his own.
Anti-aircraft standing by.
I'm assuming there's going to be a big attack.
Armored cab ready.
It says defend the perimeter, so I guess having a CRAM on either side might keep us safe from helicopters. We'll keep the Leopards in the forests.
Who needs support?
The last thing we need for them is to get eaten up by hinds.
Black Hawk in your command.
There aren't many safe buildings here. We've had to stack up a lot of our infantry in the same building. I don't like that one facing the road that we don't have men in, but I'll put a tow team in it anyway.
Infantry here. Infantry ready.
Let's keep some riflemen on the flanks.
Black Hawk.
Get the Black Hawk out of danger to pick up some more supplies for us.
Anti-armor standing by. Infantry good to go.
The smoke is so effective.
Ready for action. PT. Infantry reporting in. Infantry here, standing by. Fit for fight.
We've used 6 missiles.
Infantry good to go. Black Hawk awaiting mission.
That means we're going to need more supplies in here. The Bradley's been nice enough. Oh, we've got an aircraft. Aircraft.
Heading there.
And I've got no answer because I spent all my points. Oh, they hit our CRAM, man. And the other one's on the move, so its radar's not working. Our Stinger team managing to shoot down the Russian aircraft. We're going to hit their infantry on the flank as they make a push. They're not the most effective infantry unit.
Black Hawk ready. Everybody out.
We need more supplies. We have a half-full Black Hawk on the way.
Apache at your
Let's send the Apache back here for fire support. On this front, it's looking okay. They're going to have a hard time actually getting to us, but it looks like they are picking us off with sniper fire.
infantry ready for action.
We've lost a rifleman unit.
Troops in combat. What are your orders?
Russian armored units pushing up the left flank. Oh, god damn it. What did we lose to Black Hawk? Yeah, and we lost to Bradley as well. Must have been hit by the Mi-28.
The cavalry arrives in that nick of time.
Which is now dead. Apache is taking fire.
Mission. Roger. We're Oscar Mike.
Just a grazing
Infantry at your command.
blow. We only got half a load of supplies here from the Black Hawk.
Copy. We take that building.
We have aircraft inbound, and I don't have an answer.
Turning to new heading. Anti-tank team in combat.
I'm actually glad I shored up defenses here because I don't think Miller could have held them. She sent nothing to defend it.
Roger. Flying there.
Falcon able... did that just land on the fuel refinery, or did it drop its bombs?
Pickle butt. Hot and ready.
Infantry on this side are melting.
Preparing to pickle.
The F-16 has his bombs. He's going to drop them on this tank column. We don't have enough long-range infantry, and I didn't leave them vehicle support, except with the Leopards, which are engaging the Russian tanks on the left flank.
Team at your orders.
Leopards on this side need to push.
Fighting Falcon here.
Yep. Leopard taking out that tank after it just got absolutely creamed by a bomb.
Apache reporting in.
I had sent Apache over here for fire support mission, so let's use it. Our infantry just don't have the range to engage them, except our rifleman MMG.
Apache ready for combat. Attack coordinates.
And of those, I didn't bring many.
Stinger team ready.
Stinger team can't do much, they're out of range.
AT specialist.
Leopards are under fire.
Get your asses in there.
Pop smoke. Don't charge through it. Pull back, injured one.
Driving to coordinates.
Got to get used to the reverse command.
Anti-armor here.
And while they hunt the leopards, we will feed them tow.
Apache awaiting mission. Looking for targets of opportunity.
We need to use the Hellfires on the other side. We need supplies as well. Second Apache on station.
Move your asses.
Pull this one back for resupply. Load up the Black Hawk. Send it over here to shore up the defense here.
Call for fire received.
Fire mission just in front of this advancing tank.
Ready for combat.
Just trying to push him back. It's an IFE.
Secure. Heading there.
We also have an anti-air vehicle in the background. Looks like a Strela.
Apache here. The Black Hawk is in the air. New flight plan.
I think we got it in the bag. He's running, yep.
Radar.
He's hunting down the last of them.
Okay,
Sending supplies for our
looks like
beleaguered
they're not enough for
infantry.
today. They're falling back, but the damage is done.
Apache standing by.
Williams! Williams, do you copy? What the hell is happening here?
Black
We've
Hawk.
been attacked, sir, but we managed to repel them.
They dead.
Action
But where are the German tanks?
Most were
About
destroyed
that.
during the initial strike. We did our best, but only a handful remain.
8 of them to be exact. 2
Why
handfuls.
can't I assign a task to anyone without it going to shit?
But those were only empty tanks. They can send more.
Williams, I don't think you understand how little military reserve the Europeans have. Those tanks represented about 20% of what Germany has to offer, and they were destroyed in a minute. Do you really think that after what just happened, they will be willing to send more?
No, sir.
They are already pressuring us to negotiate with the Russians on terms we're not happy with. This will weaken our position further.
Oh, poor Miller. Alright, we did it. We didn't lose a single Leopard tank, earning ourselves a silver medal. If you want to see more, make sure to tune in. We have 2 missions left, the finale for Russia and the US.